Hey guys, so like I said yesterday, today I'm going to show you different ways to palm mute and different ways to do the whole staccato exercise thing in ways that can help, that you can watch your growth. So best way to watch how you're progressing is with a metronome. We're going to start off with some palm muting exercises. Now, I told you that one of the best ways is with your thumb if you're a fingerstyle player. Just lightly rest your hand on the string and just use your thumb. So, gonna play a major scale using this palm muting exercise, using this style palm muting, and it's at 60 BPM. It's an F major. Watch my hands. To get the concept right, you want to make sure that you're getting that choked off, muffled sound. And just keep doing it. I use eighth notes and I would say start with eighth notes at this tempo and just play as long as you can before you get tired. Now, that's for more simple bass lines that can move across different strings. Now, what about when it's getting a little bit more faster and you want to use your fingers? Well, I still use this kind of thumb, but I also angle my hand in such a way that I can start using my index finger. Now, this is very, very tricky because you really got to just position your hand as if you're going to be playing with a pick, but you're going to be using both fingers. And you got to make sure that you get that same percussive sound when you're going from string to string. You can't have it be, sounding like this on the low B string, but sounding like you're not muting at all on the D string. It's got to be like this all the way through the scale. So I'm going to play it in 16th notes, which is faster in theory, because right now I'm playing eighth notes at 120 BPM. Now, should you stay if you're doing this scarily on just one scale? No. Just keep shifting up a half step so that you can do as many different scales as you can. And now, if you're talking palm muting, jumping from string to string, this is where playing with your fingers like this can come in handy, because as long as you know what strings you're getting, one finger per string. Try using other fingers if you want, but I recommend using scales if you're doing it like this. But if you're worried about just one string, one line type patterns, use the left hand. If you're trying to just palm mute a song where, let's say you're doing Highway Star, which has an awful lot of this. Well, playing like this, if you want to palm mute it, doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you can just do this. Again, you want to rest the fingers that are not fretting enough on the string so that it's a choked sound but not a harmonic. Now, if you want to just make it even easier on yourself, do what the guitarists do and play with a pick. Now, there's the issue of staccato playing. Well, this is something that can be dealt with both palm muted and not palm muted. So if you're talking unpalm muted, what I suggest is just, again, scales. It can be chromatic, it can be melodic scales, like the trick is to make sure that you like if you're doing a staccato on quarter notes and you want to make it sound like eighth notes, you got to keep thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and choking them at the right time. Staccato is not palm mute. If it was palm muting, then it would all sound like this. But it's simply choking the ring value of the note. So you're playing actual notes, but you're playing them at choked out values of what they are. Granted, that doesn't mean if you're playing in quarter notes and you're making it sound like eighth notes to play in eighth notes. You still got to play the value of the note that's written. It's just got to sound shorter. Like, here's eighth notes. Okay, eighth notes in time with the metronome. 16th notes. That's the difference between staccato and palm muting. So I hope that these helped. What I showed you helped, and doesn't mean just stick with what I showed you here. Come up with your own exercises. Do what makes sense to you. But these are tools that will help you get on your way to becoming a better bassist. So tomorrow we will talk more about the songs that I told you to learn, as well as different ways to different right hand techniques, and going into some theory that can help make these songs a little bit more interesting for you to play, that you can also use later in your playing careers.